Everyone who has ever appeared on The Young and the Restless as a soap opera character. Judith Chapman. Judith Chapman, who plays Sharon on The Young and the Restless, has been a soap opera mainstay and fan favorite since she began her career on As the World Turns in 1975, IMDb, per Soap Opera Digest. Soaps She Knows claims that although she was born in Greenville, South Carolina, she spent much of her childhood abroad. At the age of 14, she moved to Spain, where she began her acting career with commercials and spaghetti westerns. Soaps She Knows reveals that Chapman earned a theater degree from Stephens College before relocating to New York to pursue a career in the performing arts. She has a long list of TV credits that includes cult favorites like BJ and the Bear, The Incredible Hulk, and Knight Rider, among many others, per IMDb. She has a long history as a stage director, with credits like Jekyll and Hyde, the musical, and The Belle of Amherst, at least according to Soap Opera Digest. She is a member of the Actors Studio and the sister of horror actress Patty Shepard. Chapman teaches yoga and has traveled extensively. Although Chapman has not achieved celebrity status, she has continued to work and enjoy a tremendously successful career after having their careers jumpstart by appearing in soap operas. Take a peek at her incredible soap creations with me. In 1975, Judith Chapman debuted on As the World Turns in the role of Natalie Bannon. Speaking on the Soap Opera Digest podcast, while chatting with Digest, Judith discussed how she got her start in the soap opera business by playing Natalie Bannon in the first season. She went on to say that she had been doing commercials in New York and had gotten a call back from one of her auditions after acquiring the acting bug while working in Spain while on a family vacation. In part because she accepted direction so effectively, she was cast in the role of Natalie. IMDb shows that William J. Bell and his wife Lee Phillip Bell, both writers for As the World Turns, later created The Bold and the Beautiful. Co-star and writer David Coulson suggested that once she played Natalie for a while, she have an attitude by embracing a particular feeling. Ultimately, she decided on being a snob was something I was naturally good at. Because of this, Natalie's nickname quickly became Nasty Natalie. This provided material for the show's writers and producers. She told Dishing with Digest that she still imparts this knowledge to her acting pupils. According to Soap Central, Natalie's story arc included a love triangle with Tom Hughes, Scott Holmes, and Jay Stallings, Dennis Cooney, blackmail, and more. Chapman could have not found a more ideal soap opera character in Natalie. She eventually relocated to Los Angeles in order to advance in her profession via Dishing with Digest. In the 1983 episode, Ryan's Hope, Charlotte Greer, Judith, becomes involved in a revenge plot. The website for the TV show Ryan's Hope claims that in 1983, Judith Chapman was cast as Charlotte Greer Ryan, who took part in the show's best plotline, a vengeance plot. In a news release, Charlotte falsely claimed that she and Senator Frank Ryan had divorced, Daniel Hugh Kelly. According to 44 Bars, she received widespread critical acclaim for her performance in this role. For a total of 4 months, Chapman performed the role. Soap Opera DVD List describes how Delia Reed Ryan, Eileen Kristen, posed as a maid to trick Charlotte into giving up certain secrets. Since Frank was already wed to Ray Woodard, Louise Schaffer, the revelation that he had another wife hiding in the shadows was a major scandal. Frank denied knowing who Charlotte was. In order to learn more about Charlotte's plans, Frank and Bob Reed, Earl Hindman, kidnapped her. She impressed everyone with her extensive knowledge of the Ryan family history, which turned out to come from a dossier she had been handed on each individual Ryan. A man committed suicide as a result of Frank's prior misdeeds, and Frank's family sought revenge through the employment of Charlotte. Ray used her own funds to maintain the fraud. Frank was killed by Una McCurtain, Kathleen Widows, once the truth about their relationship became public knowledge and Charlotte fled the area. Delia, Eileen Kristen, who formerly starred on Ryan's Hope, is now a regular on General Hospital as Ava Jerome's mom. In 1984, Judith Chapman made her way to Port Charles to play Ginny Blake on General Hospital, via Soap Central. A report from General Hospital, the complete scrapbook, states that Ginny claimed to be the biological mother of Mike Weber, David Mendenhall, the adopted son of Rick Weber, Chris Robinson, and his wife Leslie Denise Alexander. Ginny collaborated behind Rick's back with bribery photo blackmailer D.L. Brock, David Groh. The investigation was solved when Ginny was persuaded to reveal her true identity as an actor by Commissioner Robert Scorpio, Tristan Rogers. She was revealed to be Mike's biological mother, had a heart attack, and subsequently filed a custody suit after she recovered. Since Rick's wife, Leslie, was killed in a vehicle accident, he decided to marry for Mike's sake instead. Ginny and Rick started dating and eventually started dating. Brock's sanity began to deteriorate, and he turned into a raving, violent madman. It all ended when Ginny confronted DL. The two battled over his gun, and DL was shot and murdered. At first, Scorpio suspected his wife, Bobby, Jacqueline Zeman, but eventually he realized the killer was actually Ginny. Even though Rick sought to divorce Ginny, she was exonerated when Bobby testified in her defense. Soon after, Mike Weber's biological father, Mike Barrington, Mark Goddard, arrived in town, and the two of them eventually settled in Omaha with young Mike. Having become pregnant from Rick, Ginny and Rick eventually settled in the Big Apple via General Hospital. The Complete Scrapbook, 1995 chapter. The Complete Stories, pages 91 to 100. When asked to guest star on the daytime drama One Life to Live, Judith Chapman agreed to do it for a limited time. One Life to Live's Sandra Montaigne was played by Judith Chapman in 1987, and the show's IMDb page confirms that. During an interview with Dishing with Digest, Chapman revealed that One Life to Live executive producer Paul Rauch phoned her and asked her to come work on All-A-TL for 2 years after she had acquired a property in Thousand Oaks, California, and was loving the suburban lifestyle there. She initially balked at the idea, but after much persuasion from him, she agreed to a 6-month contract. She remarked how wonderful it was. She told Dishing with Digest that she was nervous about keeping up with Andrea Evans, who played Tina Lord, but that she and Evans became fast friends. She referred to an episode in which Sandra and Tina spent time in jail together as sluts in the slammer in the interview. They had used a stand-in for Sandra's hanging, and she couldn't recall why, but it had happened. After the sequence was completed, Chapman said, "Those aren't my ankles." After that, Judith Chapman altered the dynamic of 2 daytime dramas. After then, from 2005 to 2018, and again in 2020 and beyond, Judith Chapman portrayed Gloria Simmons Bardwell on The Young and the Restless via IMDb. According to Soap Opera Network, her character would go to The Bold and the Beautiful in 2014. In the 1960s, Soap Central recounts Gloria, a young hippie, met Lowell Baldwin, Michael Gross. They had Michael Baldwin while they were still communal living, Christian Jules Leblance. At a rally against the Vietnam War, a protester was killed when a fake confetti bomb was switched with a real explosive. Lowell fled the city with his family to safety. Soon after, Gloria wed terrible Tom Fisher, and the couple eventually welcomed a son named Kevin, Greg Reichardt. Tom beat the children and locked Kevin in the closet multiple times. Michael left the house eventually to get away from Tom. Kevin came along a few years later via Soap Central. Gloria later found her kids and apologized for not being able to protect them from Tom. Soap Hub claims that she started dating John Abbott after re-entering her children's lives, Brett Halsey. Her life after that was a roller coaster. Lowell and terrible Tom reappeared in it, and she kept gaining and losing wealth. To meet her material obligations, she hopped from guy to man. On Days of Our Lives, Judith Chapman portrayed not one, but 2 different characters. Soap She Knows claims that Judith Chapman played Angelica Deveraux on Days of Our Lives in 1990 and 1991. During her interview with Dishing with Digest, she talked about how much she loved working on the show and performing the role. Drake Hodgeston, who plays John Black on Days of Our Lives, is a source of Days of Our Lives lore, as she claims he filled her in on the details. "You remember all this stuff?" she exclaimed in shock at his encyclopedic memory. As part of the Kyriakis family, Angelica withheld paternity information, blew up a construction company, and more. Chapman revealed in an interview with Dishing with Digest that she was devastated to quit the show because of her deep attachment to Angelica, the character she had played. After leaving Days of Our Lives in 2018, Chapman returned in 2019 as Diana Cooper via TV Insider, the mother of Greg Ricart's Leo Stark. As soon as it was revealed that she would be playing Diana, fans of the soap speculated about all the drama that could ensue between her and Diana. Diana's fixation on John Black, with whom she had a previous romantic relationship, was the source of much havoc in Salem, per Soap Central. Although each of Chapman's soap roles is distinct, she enjoys widespread popularity among viewers.